All right, let's dive into a proposal that could really shake things up in the world of higher education. We're looking at a potential strategic partnership between the National Autonomous University of Mexico, UNAM, and AcademicJobs.com. And believe me, it brings some fascinating ideas to the table about student jobs and how universities can fund themselves. So let's see what this is all about. So here it is, the big idea, right at the heart of it all. What if you could take the incredible potential of students and turn it into a revenue source for their own university? The vision here is to create this amazing cycle where students are actually driving growth, and in doing so, they're helping to fund their own education and the university's programs. Pretty powerful stuff. And you gotta understand, this isn't just about finding a new way to make some extra cash. The whole idea is for UNAM to become a real trailblazer, a pioneer in a totally new model for higher ed. We're talking about a model where the university's own students are on the front lines, building industry connections and driving recruitment. So, how would this actually work in the real world? Well, the plan is to build a dynamic sales team of about 36 UNAM students, all working part-time. Their mission? To connect with universities all across the Americas, promoting job postings on the platform. It's basically like running a real-world business incubator, right there on campus. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but is it just a theory? Not at all. This whole concept is actually based on a model that's already been tested and has seen massive success somewhere else. Let's take a look at the blueprint. So just look at this side-by-side comparison. The University of Warwick over in the UK has a very similar setup with a platform called jobs.ac.uk, and it has been a huge win for them. The proposal for UNAM is essentially to replicate this proven formula with academicjobs.com. All the core pieces are there: student-led sales teams, generating real revenue, and creating jobs for students. It's a tried and true model. And when we say the Warwick model was a success, we are not kidding. It's estimated to bring in the equivalent of over 236 million pesos every single year. That number alone should give you a sense of the sheer scale and potential we're talking about with this kind of partnership. Okay, so we've seen it work before. The big question now is, what could this mean for UNAM's bottom line, let's say in just the first year? Well, the proposal lays out some pretty eye-popping projections. Let's break down these numbers. You can see right away there's huge revenue potential from the US, Canadian, and South American markets. And keep in mind, these figures are based on what the proposal calls pretty conservative estimates, so the upside could be even bigger. But here's the number that really matters. What does UNAM actually get? Based on a 50-50 revenue split, UNAM's share in the very first year is projected to be almost 12 million pesos. That's a brand new sustainable income stream for the university, all generated by its own student body. Okay, so what's the catch? What's the investment required from the university? Well, the estimated cost to get this 36-student team up and running is only about 1 million pesos. When you compare that to the potential return, we're talking about an absolutely incredible ROI. But you know, this whole thing is about so much more than just the money. It's about taking all that student energy and creativity and turning it into a real source of funding for the university. It's about giving students hands-on experience in sales, AI, and global business. And, maybe most importantly, it's about giving them meaningful jobs that can help them tackle the rising cost of education. Now, obviously, a project this ambitious lives or dies by the partner you choose. So what does AcademicJobs.com bring to the table? Let's take a look at who they are and what they're all about, according to this proposal. Well, for starters, the leadership here has a very serious track record. The founder, Jared Kanizai, isn't new to this game. He built unijobs.com from the ground up, expanded it to over 40 countries, and then sold it to a major player, Times Higher Education. That kind of experience and industry knowledge is absolutely invaluable for a partnership like this. And it's not just the founder. The company itself has some serious muscle. We're talking about being the third most visited higher ed job board globally. They're using cutting-edge AI to match candidates to jobs more efficiently. They've got a perfect 100% client retention rate, and they're already working with some of the top universities in the world. That's a solid foundation. And I think this part is really important. The proposal makes it crystal clear that this isn't just about using students as a workforce. It's about a deep respect for UNAM's students. They're seen as the key asset here. Their intelligence, their articulation, their drive is what's expected to make this whole thing a massive success. So the vision is clear, the numbers look promising, and the partners seem solid. What happens next? How do you actually get a landmark partnership like this off the ground? Well, the path forward is actually incredibly straightforward. We're not talking about a complicated years-long process. It boils down to two simple steps to get started. First, UNAM nominates a steering committee to get the ball rolling. And second, the teams work together to finalize a 2-year partnership with a proposed launch date of March 1st, 2026. Simple as that. And to make things even easier, AcademicJobs.com has already put their key contacts on the table, Jared Kanizai and Robin Hodge. They're ready to go. The proposal suggests kicking off discussions with the new committee as early as Monday, January 19th, 2026. So when you put it all together, what you have is this really compelling vision for the future of higher education. It's a future where students aren't just consumers of education, but are active partners in their university's success and sustainability. It's a bold idea, for sure, and it leaves you with one really fascinating question. Could this be the new model for universities all around the world?